Marcus Grandbottom connoisseur at large, taking a well-earned respite or tea break from the rigors of hosting this year's Antaeus Antique Roadshow. And where better to shed a pound, or a dollar, or euro, or Vietnamese dong, than bidding on the treasures available this year. Is there anything better than sipping a hot lapsang souchong while sleeping on a... sitting on a stone-cold bench, which in England we call bum freezers. But speaking of hot delicacies, let's join company member Anna Mathias as she consults with Andrei Brushoff from the Hermitage Museum of St. Petersburg, Russia.
Mr. Brushoff, this samovar has
Don't touch it. Please, don't touch it.
Well, the samovar has been in my family for many decades, and I don't really know how much it's worth, so that's why I thought we should get some expert advice from you before we put it on the Antaeus website.
I'm happy to oblige. I must say, for the viewers out there who may not know the function of this ubiquitous item found in every Russian household, a samovar means a self-boiler, which is also the nickname for a drunk in Russia. The water is heated here from the charcoal. You are putting the water into the teapot here, and then you are keeping the tea warm on top of the samovar. The samovar goes back 3,500 years, but this particular metal model comes from the, I would say, the late 19th century.
That's really fascinating. But how much is it worth?
Well, this particular samovar has a very interesting history. It was used as a stage prop in Anton Chekhov's very first play at the Moscow Art Theater, a play he called Один сахар или два, one lump or two, which refers to the social upheaval caused by the introduction of the first Western tea bag in pre-communist Tsarist Russia.
That's great. But how much could we get for this samovar?
Well, that is where your family comes in. You see, in this picture of the Moscow Art Theater, this is your uncle, Shlomo Eisenstadt. Does that name mean something to you?
No.
He was your great-great-great-grand-uncle on your mother's side, twice removed.
Oh, my... That's amazing. Well, how much would Shlomo have gotten for this samovar if he pawned it?
Very interesting question, because you know, at the revolution in 1917, Shlomo fled, like many other Russians, to Hollywood, where he actually became quite famous as hand-crank silent film operator of camera. He was boxer before he became operator, so very fast, strong hands, and he created the slow motion shot, which is why it is still called to this day a Shlomo.
Mr. Brushoff, how much is this samovar worth?
Well, in pre-communist Tsarist Russian rubles, I would say 260,000.
260,000? How much is that in American dollars?
About $50. But in the eyes of the museum, this is a priceless item worth, I would say, in historical value alone, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's wonderful. Well, we could build a new theater for that.
Yes, you could. But unfortunately, I have to take it back to Russia with me.
What?
Yes, you see, as the grand reacquisitioner of lost and stolen art, this priceless artifact must be taken to the museum in the name of the people of the Russian Republic.
Oh, no.
I thank you, the Russian people thank you, and President Putin thanks you.
No.
До свидания.
You said Shlomo was in my family, so it belongs to me. I don't want to give him money.
And that concludes this special edition of Antaeus Antique Roadshow. I'm pleased to announce that once again we will have a wine tasting for you to bid on, but don't take my word for how good it is. Let's hear a report from last year's winner. A stunning endorsement, if I may say.
Self-boiled.
Stop!
Thank you very much, and good night.
Antaeus.